Hey everyone, it's xLyra here. I'm here today for a side deck video on a card that I think a lot of people are overlooking, but I think is really good in a lot of side decks, and it really kills the top decks of the format. So let's just go over that right now. It's called Zombie World. I think a lot of you guys would know this card. It's a structure deck card, which means it came out a pretty long time ago in the structure deck, and then it came out in Duelist League, but those are really hard to pick up. Anyway, I've been seeing these cards and they're around like $3 each, so it's pretty cheap. And it's a common, so it can be really easy to pick up. I suggest picking up as many copies of this card as you can, and you'll find out why. So let's read Zombie World's effect. All monsters on the field and in every graveyard become zombie monsters. Neither player contributes summon monsters except zombies. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Every monster in your graveyard and field becomes both players' field and grave become zombies, and then they cannot tribute summon anything but zombies. So you might think that's kind of unnecessary or not that great, but I'll tell you right now, it is a Dragon Ruler killer and it is a Prophecy killer. So let's go to Dueling Network and open up what I think are some of the best decks that it counters. So obviously you have all 4 Dragon Rulers here, and I think Zombie World's incredible against this deck because let's just look it up. Zombie World. Anyway, all 4 you have to realize that all 4 of these dragons, they can only be special summoned if you banish dragon type monsters from your graveyard or the same attribute, like in Blaster's case, fire. As you can see here, Zombie World changes everything into dragon types, into zombies. So therefore, they cannot banish others. They can't banish zombies in their graveyard. So therefore, Blaster, Redox, Tidal, and Tempest, they all become useless in the graveyard unless you banish from the hand. And if you banish from the hand, you're obviously mining yourself way harder than you should, and then they can't special summon themselves. The only out to this is if they either banish the attributes. So for Tidal, you have to banish another Tidal and a baby maybe, and then you lose the search effect because you can only use one Dragon Ruler effect per turn. And then in addition, Zombie World also stops Light and Darkness Dragon, which might not be important because not a lot of people are playing the Light and Darkness build, which I really like. But since it's a dragon and Zombie World only allows zombie tribute summons, Light and Darkness isn't in the field if you get Zombie World out. Let's talk about spellbooks now. Spellbooks, a lot of them require that you have some sort of spellcaster monster on the field, but Zombie World changes them all to zombie types, which means all these cards, Spellbook of Power is useless. Spellbook of the Master you cannot even activate. Spellbook of Life, you cannot target any spellcasters in your grave because you have none. They're all zombies. Spellbook of Fate, that I think is the best card in that deck, outside of Judgment. Spellbook of Fate becomes useless. If you can activate Zombie World after they do their Judgment play, their Fate becomes useless unless they chain it right away and banish your Zombie World. Spellbook of Wisdom is similarly useless because there's no spellcaster to target. Grand Spellbook Tower. You must have a spellcaster in your graveyard or side of the field. Guess what? Zombie World will prevent that, but as long as Spellbook Tower is on the field first, Zombie World can also destroy the tower and then make it lose timing. So watch out for that. Spellbook Starhall becomes useless because there are no spellcasters to gain the attack. Other decks that it kills that I really think aren't really that top tier are Six Samurai. It kind of kills because, as you can see, Xian needs a warrior type tuner, so Kagemusha becomes a zombie, so that's not an option. They can still go for Nichiria Beast and Shockmaster and all their combos, but without Xian, everything really just falls apart. So I think that's an okay side pick if you gotta go against Six Sam. The gadget deck, that Tin Goldfish gadget deck with Kage to Kage, that deck really gets hit hard by Zombie World because it means you cannot Exceed Summon Gear Gigant X. Gear Gigant X needs machine type monsters for its Exceed Summon, but Zombie World turns all the gadgets into zombies, therefore rendering it impossible to summon until they MST it. Given that Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, and MST are kind of falling out of favor thanks to Dragon Rulers and Prophecy, I think Zombie World's a pretty safe pick against all these decks. Some decks that I think are good to use Zombie World in are Mermails, because right now Mermails, they have a lot of different type issues, like Sea Serpents and Aqua, and fish. But the thing is, they never ever specify any sort of type. For example, Abyss Lind. You can only special summon any mermail, regardless of type. Abyss Megalo. You only discard waters. Zombie World doesn't even touch water, so it doesn't even matter. All the Abyss traps, Abyss Sphere, Abyss Pike, and all those monsters, they don't care what your type is. All they care about is the fact that they're either water, or it has mermail in its name. So I think mermail is going to be a great side deck pick for zombie, especially given that mermails aren't going to get hit this format. I don't think so. So you can be pretty safe to say that mermails are still going to be a force next format if Dragon Rulers get hit by the ban list. So Zombie World's a big side deck pick in that deck. I think Heroes are another contender because, again, attributes are unchanged by Zombie World. Miracle Fusion doesn't care about the type of monsters, and then it banishes them anyway. And then Super Polymerization, again, stuff like that. Stratos and Neos Alias, they do really well no matter what type. The only problem is you really can't summon stuff like Blade Armor. Blade Armor Ninja needs Warriors, Excalibur, stuff like that. So, again, you're going to have to be careful if you use Zombie World, but if you're playing against Dragon Rulers and you're playing against Spellbooks, I think it's going to be a great idea to side in Zombie World, because Zombie World will instantly shut down the strategy. It's so good, I think I would main it in Heroes. Maybe just at 1 or 2 copies. You don't have a field spell on that deck, so it really doesn't matter. So I think that's a great pick. Zombie World, pick as many copies up as you can. I think a lot of people are going to catch on to this card and think, wow, this card, why didn't I see it sooner? I should have just grabbed it while you can. So, watch out for that. This card's probably going to go up in price. Keep in mind that the Dragon Rulers can still summon with the babies and then make Dragosack. But as long as you prevent these cards from coming out of the graveyard, it's going to be a lot easier for you to destroy that strategy. So, thanks for watching, guys. It's been xLyra with another side deck tech option for you guys in the form of Zombie World. So, thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.